What's going on, guys? My name is Ted, and I got a pretty special gameplay for you guys today. So, as you know on my channel, I try not to post too much of the same stuff over and over again. You know, Dome is getting kind of bland, Mission's getting kind of bland, ACRs and MP7s seen too often, you know? No longer. I'm starting to do different shit finally. And this is going to be an MP9 machine pistol MOAB. So something a little different. The machine pistols in this game have been tweaked endlessly, and that's what the commentary is going to be about today. But this entire gameplay, I end up going flawless, 30-0 in the entire gameplay. I only use my machine pistols, except for the last 6 kills, which I got with the MOAB. I think it was 6 kills, maybe it was like 5 or something like that. But anyways, the MP9 machine pistol is my favorite machine pistol. And I think the main reason for this is because I'm not a fan of akimbos. I think akimbos are just too much firepower, and I'm really, you know, kind of ethics of the game. I don't like things that are kind of cheap, and I feel like the akimbo guns are pretty cheap because they're too much firepower. But the MP9 is a pretty low recoil gun, and it's a 6-bullet kill at long range. You'll see here it's just hit marker city at longer ranges, but it is a very reliable secondary. Whereas the pistols, you know, they do all right. I don't have a good trigger finger, so I'd like to use my MP9 machine pistol. And I just want to test myself. I wanted to see if I can get a MOAB with it. And in fact, this is my first game trying. I went into this game, and it's funny because arcade is normally a really difficult map for me to get a MOAB on. Arcade in so close quarters, and you know, it's kind of stuffy. But it ended up being perfect because this is a really close quarters gun. I ended up dominating kids at this range. And I'd say my biggest trouble was not having, I didn't have a scavenger unlocked in this gameplay. I prestige, you know, like crazy now. And unfortunately, I didn't have a scavenger unlocked. I think I was only like level 25 in this gameplay, which is why I hadn't used my machine pistol very much. In fact, I actually get my 25 kill machine pistol challenge throughout this gameplay, which is kind of proof that it's my first time ever using it during this prestige. But the machine pistols in this game have been tweaked endlessly. I mean, look at the FMG9s, look at the Scorpions. I wanted to go over a little bit of the history and also talk a lot about how Infinity Ward is really changing up their game and why I'm very, very impressed with them this year. So unlike the previous Call of Duties, Infinity Ward is really taking into account a lot of player feedback about their game, and they're really doing stuff about it. They're fixing their shit, they're not just leaving it broken. So if you go back to Modern Warfare 2 days, the Model 1887s were clearly overpowered, and it still took them a long time to fix it. The only problems I see in this game that are still bluntly, you know, overpowered is the death streaks, Dead Man's Hand, Final Stand, etc. They're bluntly, you know, overpowered, wrong, shouldn't be in the game, and they're not fixing it. But that's nothing I can do about. What I'm looking at as far as Infinity Ward goes is the things that they are changing, and the main thing that I've noticed them changing is weapon rebalancing, which is a huge thing in the game, and it really is the most important thing in this game is weapon rebalancing. So let's go back to the very first day the game was released. The very first day the game was released, the FMG9 Akimbos fired at 1,100 rounds per minute and did 40 damage, which is incredibly powerful. It's a 3-bullet kill. And, oh, might I also remind you that the hipfire spread was 2, meaning that there was very, very, very tight hipfire spread, almost ability to just snipe some kids. Also, the FMG9s had very low recoil. Obviously, these guns were overpowered. They were very quickly turned into the most popular gun you'd see in the entire game. You would run into entire teams running the FMG9 Akimbos, including my teams, because I always told my teams run with what's best. And the FMG9s were technically best during the first month or so of release of the game. But very quickly, and I'm actually giving them props for this, very quickly, after about a month, the FMG9s were patched. They patched them to lower their fire rate and to increase their hipfire spread. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. They only increased their hipfire spread. They did not lower their hipfire spread until later on. They lowered their fire rate to about 900 rounds a minute later on, which nerfed them even more. Once again, really, really nice. Listening to the community really helps. The next time they patched them, they, for some reason or whatever, they increased their fire rate to 1,700 rounds a minute, which made no sense to me. It made it empty their mag in like a third of a second. It was just ridiculous. And I think that was a glitch if I had to guess, because within 3 days, within 3 frickin' days, they already had a hotfix out to patch what they had done wrong. That's awesome. Community feedback, customer support, that's awesome. And they had patched them down to the current version right now, where they have an increased hipfire spread and they shoot much slower than they used to. Also, they have increased recoil. Things like that are what I really look at when I look at a team as far like Infinity Ward or Treyarch, and how they're helping improve their game and fixing things that were clearly overpowered, like the Type 95, which is still a little overpowered. But the FP9s especially, they tamed those babies down to a very good standard right now, and I'm no longer running against full teams having those things. And when I go against one guy that has them, I don't feel completely outplayed. So this is a huge thing. Anyways, right up here, coming up here in about 2 kills, I pick up the MOAB with this gun. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Maybe learn a little bit something about Infinity Ward and their community style. Once again, they've really improved. I really do appreciate it. I'm loving all the support that we're getting on this game. The only thing I'm looking for now is I'm hoping that we'll finally see the removal of these death streaks. However, I'm kind of thinking it's not ever going to happen. Anyways, there's the MOAB. Once again, flawless gameplay. Hope you guys are impressed. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It didn't take me too long to get it. And I'm going to do some other machine pistols after this, just to keep you guys interested. Once again, keep my channel fresh. If you enjoyed this gameplay, as always, click that like button. It helps me out a lot. If you really enjoyed it and you're new to my channel, click subscribe. I post high-quality content every single day. Other than that, guys, have a fantastic day. The gameplay's finally over. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later. Bye.